Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury Interviews. Today we have a very special guest, Teddy Bubalo. He's a very well known musician, fantastic guitar player, also a sound recording engineer. He produces albums for other musicians, and also is a teacher at St. Charles College on Falconbridge Road. And we're going to be talking about his musical journey today. Before we begin, you can find us on Sudstown and join the conversation. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please reach out. Teddy Bubalo, how are you?
I'm really nervous.
Nothing to be nervous about.
No, Danny. Listen, now we had a bit of a preamble there, and it's like for me, it's like because I'm not gigging. It's like a lot of times I'm kind of way in the shadows. I call it, still making music. But when you call me this morning, or texting me, I'm like, oh my god, it's just like, why me? Like, what the heck? We'll find somebody else. But no, we all got stories, Danny. I think that's what it is. We all got stories. You know what I mean? And I think we should bask in people's stories because you might learn something. You might learn something.
Absolutely. I'm learning every day. I was thinking about how to get somebody on today because sometimes people say, well, yeah, let's do it next week, whatever. And I'm all into this thing, so I'm like, I'm gonna look for Teddy, see if he can come on, and thanks for doing it.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's
My
it's
pleasure,
it's an
Danny.
honor, really. I've known you, man. I think the first time I heard about you was probably like '05 ish, and it was from Angelo because you were working for him as a music teacher, guitar teacher.
Oh my
Uh,
God, Angela Mastoni.
yeah,
That
yeah.
we need another at least 15 hours to go through the
Just to
Angela
unpack
story.
that.
Oh,
So to
oh,
start out, can you tell us about how you became a musician in the beginning? What led you into this?
that's uh, that's a wonderful question because I have to like we're going way back, dude. Because like I can't believe I'm 53. Like I don't feel it. I do feel it sometimes, but I mean I'm like music. What is music? The journey. So the journey began with the Croatian folklore group. Um, my parents are landed immigrants from Croatia, which is Yugoslavia, and that's a whole other political discussion we won't get into. But the Croatians very, 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 very powerfully musically set. And when I would attend mass or I would go to the Croatian hall, there was music everywhere, and people were singing in groups, and it was my parents that saw that when I was a little baby, I'd pull out all the pots and pans and take out the spoons, and I'd be trying to play drums, and then not to make the story long-winded, but I always say the devil's in the details. You should know details, but not to bore the audience or you, but it's like my dad played guitar and my mom sang, so it was immersed in me, and then my dad, was integral because he's like, he would tell my mom, there's something up with Teddy. He's always trying to make noises and sing, and so they brought me down to the Croatian Hall and the Tamborica group, which was like basically, if you could imagine, like different instruments, tuna G. There's a double bass. There's a Bulgaria. Bulgaria is like a rhythm. It's like umpa umpa. That the pa part of the is the bass, right? And then you had the little smaller instruments that played the melodies, and there was harmony. So my dad brought me to Mr. Valic, who was the teacher at the time, and he's like, my dad's like, my son would want to, join you guys, and so Mr. Valic was like, sure, bring him on in. And so, my dad gave it about a week or two, maybe longer, but I think it was like, he said, listen, I'm going to give Ted, we're going to give him a week or two, and if he doesn't like it, we'll pull him out. But I fell in love with it, Danny. It was being immersed. It's just the energy. I think, oh God, there's so much, dude. You're asking me very, very, very profound questions. It's the energy. Like, to me, it's like when you're playing with other people and you're both expressing that song, holy man, that is power. That is power. And so now when you're with 30 of us in the group, and I was completely addicted to just that energy and the feeling of it. And then conversely, my dad's like, okay, he goes up to Mr. Volley's 2 weeks later. He's like, okay, so what do you think of my son? He's like, well, I think he's fantastic. I can't believe this kid. Where does he has this, he was very, very impressed that, that I was, that I had, quickly, became very comfortable being in that scenario. And, it was probably maybe 6 months after that he approached my dad again, and he's like, listen, I don't know what to say, Mr. Bubalo. Your son, his ears are incredible, but he doesn't want to read music. I've been trying to get him to read music, and he's like, but he was such a great first teacher that it's like that's the way I approach my teaching if we get into it. Like, everybody's got strengths. And some kids in my class can read very well immediately. Other kids struggle, but it's like, well, the intent is, can I hear something? And I think that's really what it is, Danny. Like, it just being inspired with sound and with tones and characters, people that had their own spin on music. Yeah, so sorry for the long-winded story there, but that's where it began. And then Van Halen came along, and then that was it. It was it when I heard Eddie Van Halen. I was like, okay.
That's how it's done, eh?
That's what happened. It was,
So there's nothing boring about you, Teddy. So you're not boring us. This is what we're here for. And so after that, you were a kid then, what, like a teenager or younger?
8. Yeah, 8. I was 7 or 8.
Wow.
And that carried on, but I was also pretty good little hockey player. Obviously, I was very into hockey, and by grade 8, my dad said, "Listen, you only have one option. Either you're going to play hockey or you're going to play guitar. We can't do both." And my dad's like, because first of all, forget about paying for both. The fact that if you want to go deep into something, you need to go deep into it, and it's going to involve lots of time. And so to this day, he's still blown away that I picked guitar. Like, he thought I was going to pick hockey. And I'm like, no. I mean, it's, have you heard the first Van Halen record? Can you like, yeah. So yeah, that's basically it, for sure.
So what led you into the pathway of becoming a teacher? Because you were a guitar teacher for Angelo, like I mentioned, but now you're a teacher at St. Charles College, and you're involved with the music productions they do there, or you were at least. When I went to a few of those, by the way, they were fantastic.
100%, yeah. The amount of talent, brother, I tell you right now, I'm like I don't think a lot of people realize how truly deeply talented they are. And I don't know if it's just, I call it the arm crossers in the audience. The ones at the back of the bar with their arms crossed. You got to win them over there in the back there. You got their arm crossed. But like when I remember starting the journey as a teacher, this goes way back to when I was in the Croatian group, because I had to teach people parts. They're like, how did you play that, Ted? I go, I'm improvising. I started improvising like right off the hop. It was never, thank God, an issue for me to improvise. Like, obviously, you get at deeper levels as you learn more modes and scales and different genres, and you play with jazz heads and you play with metal heads. Well, jazz heads, like you listen to Bach or like, it's just nuts. But it's like I always had this thing about refinement, and if I'm going to play with people, let's get this refined. Let's get it a little bit more tighter, a little bit more into it. And then the journey led to me teaching for Ben Rinaldi, actually, at Guitar Clinic. He was the first guy, and Helen, they were the first two that took me in as a teacher. And I was like 17 or 18 when I started teaching guitar for them.
So young.
Yeah.
So you were already well-versed as a guitar player by that age to be teaching. Wow.
Dude, yeah, I used to, like I was, I don't know. I can't. At least sometimes when people ask me, it's like I can't explain it. This is God given. Like, listen, I'm gonna state this. I'm gonna state this right now for a fact, and everybody that knows me, roll their eyes. Listen, my friend, on November the 15th, 2019 at 7:30 a.m., the first thing in my head was I never asked to be born. Like, I never asked to come here. I'm still waiting for the spaceship, Danny. Hello, spaceship! Like, I'm yelling out, like, you understand? Like, when you have that existential shift where it's like, okay, wait a minute, where am I? What is this? But in this vortex, I call existence for what we're in, it's like you have these things, and to me, like, music was always like this thing that it's like a gift. It's like, here you go, Ted, while you're here, why don't you try this? You know what I mean? That's why it's like you just completely submerge yourself into it. You're just like eating a good meal, man. Let's get into it.
Let's devour
it. I see the feeling with my kids in hockey. Just get into it. Start sweating. Move around. Get into it.
I love it.
Do something. Like, even for me, like I'm going to jump around here because I'm sorry, Danny. If you can tell me to shut up any time, but like the teaching part of it, I'll finish that first. Sorry, you just got me really excited because life is ridiculously exciting. We got lots of things in this world we got to work on, but I think that's par for the course. But the teaching, it's just when you sit down with other people that are beginning to play. And at that time, I've already, like, I used to have like an 8-hour regime in the summer. Like, I used to practice like 4 hours, then take a break and play another 4 hours. That was pretty much when I was a kid, going into high school and that. But just seeing, somebody kind of not struggling, but it's like, well, how about try this? And then they play it, and then you see the joy in her face. It's like, well, isn't that infectious? It is for me. Like, when people get it and their eyes light up, like, okay, you're happy now. Good. What's the next thing? And then you hit another. Then you got another uphill climb. Okay, well, let's work on that. I mean, I always approach that as a singer and as a songwriter. It's like, okay, I probably need 10 hours to nail this. Because I need to be able to sing, and I need to be able to hit those and enunciate, and I'm still missing lyrics about it. You know what I mean? It's time. So, like, to me, when I see, like, even as a teacher, like, there's a 5-month semester. Like, last year, I got the kids to record the class day one. Okay, listen, just record the noise in the class. Just record the noise. Somebody put a phone on. So they put their phone on. It's like there's noises and By the end of the semester, you're hearing chords, you're hearing melodies, you understand? That's 5 months, man. That's 5 months, man. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like the I don't know. Maybe that's it. It's refinement. It's evolution. It's progress. It's the flowering. It's the flowering of you. You're just a seed, but that seed has to. It will flower. It needs to be. There's things that have got to happen. There's processes in place. But, I mean, if you hit all those points, you're going to flower. And that's how I look at it. Who wants to just look at a bag of seeds all day? Are they going to flower or what?
Well, love it.
You know what I mean?
You're a really interesting guy, Teddy. I love it. Do you remember when I bought those studio monitors from you in 2007?
Oh, my God. Danny, I was more amazed how stunningly handsome you were. I'm like, God, this guy. God, he's handsome, dark eyes, and look at him, and he's already singing. And I'm not saying I was jealous, but I'm like, that's his name? That's his name? He's got that name with that look, and he's a musician, and he's great. Oh, boy. I'm surprised you're still in Sudbury, dude. I thought you would have been gone. Like L.A., New York, Berlin.
Well, this isn't about me, but I don't like traveling.
I can't help it.
I just don't like.
I mean, I just think you're. That was then. And so, do you still have those? Do you still have those monitors?
I sold those to Billy Brumuller, and he's going to be my guest on the show tomorrow.
Oh,
that's why I plugged it in. But you had an album back then, which you gave me a copy of.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that recording project that you did. I think Craig Giles was on there.
Yeah. So it was Craig Giles on bass, and absolutely, like, I mean, like anybody that could sing the higher harmonies, you know, we're talking about the ones where sometimes you think you're sometimes you have to think that you're you know what I mean? Like, I was gonna say your testicles have to go up around your spleen. I mean, I don't know. Like, you're really high. The guys that could sing, like, the really upper. Like, if I'm already hitting my range and this guy's above me, like, that's Craig Giles. And then we had Corey Kotick on drums, who I love Corey. Like, the guy is absolutely to me he's a genius. Both guys were, and I don't know how we connected, because I was gigging with John Gilroy right now, who I'm playing with presently in the Pulse Maker project. You could check it out on my YouTube page, Teddy Bubalo Music.
What's it called?
So yeah,
it's the name of the band.
So the band's called Pulse Makers. So it's PULSE, and then I just put MKR.
Okay.
Nice. It's just a term. It's just one of those things that kind of started at the end of COVID, where, like, we're all kind of locked in our freaking dungeons here for, you know, and so I wanted to create like an umbrella project, so I would bring in different guys to jam, and it you know, that was the thing. But going back, that's another discussion that I'm very excited about on the teaching end as an educator, to teach people to improvise. But no, the Total Spin thing was I had met Craig and Craig through the bar scene, and you know, I you know, as a musician, it's like I'm always thinking, like, you're trying to build a hockey team here. You know, we need somebody on D, we need a good goalie, we need a good you need forwards, you need some muckers, we got to get guys in there. You got guys got to pot. So that's how I think about a band. It's like, well, there's a drummer. You need a good drummer. Like, you're cooked if you don't have a good drummer. I don't know. You just people feel that first. It's like the first thing I know I look at when I see a band is like, I got to check out the drummer. See how this drummer is going to keep me engaged with. Corey was that guy. Like, he had, you know, great chops, but it was his arrangement mind, right? I thought, this guy can arrange, so we can, you know, forget about doing covers. I love doing covers. I've done covers my whole life, but it's like, you know, let's compose some music, some meaningful stuff. And I think, you know, I thought the Total Spin project, the EP we put out was really good, because, you know, like your guest tomorrow, Billy, you know, Double B there,
yeah.
He like, it was him and Sean Pitzel. Like, I mean, I know this might be a boring conversation, but if you and I are going to talk about it just as musicians, and if anybody's interested in hearing this, like, there's cats in this town. Like, Sean Pitzel to me is irreverent. Like, he took me in, and he took me into the studio, and he basically gave me at the back the apartment to put my own gear in. Think about that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, here's a guy that owns his own studio. Here's a guy that is that's what he does, and he's like, yeah, you can throw your gear in the back, Ted. So he threw, you know what I mean? Like, so he was on the record, Billy was on the record, and so we had like 5 heads, and there was another guy that I forget his name. He was like an intern with Sean. He did a lot of good work. He was another like genius. Like it's just they just. And it's the tech side of it more than anything, like just understanding gear and miking and then understanding the physics and how to get a good live recording, and then the minutia, or understanding how in that time the software was really still, like, in terms of software being like, you know, Pro Tools or stuff like that. That was kind of still in its infancy stage back then, and but yeah, like, you know. Danny, when I look at it, it was so exciting to do that record. It's like I'm in the studio, man. Like I was praying my whole life just to be able to not worry about hitting the record button myself. Like actually having somebody like Billy tracking you, having that guy sitting there and then is so calm, is very zen-like. I don't even think he walks. I think he floats. I
love it.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen Billy touch down yet.
Walks on water. Nice.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Well, last Wednesday I was playing a gig in town, and I told you the name of this person, but let's keep it private just for confidentiality. But he came up to me at my gig. He handed me a CD. He said, "This is my album. I recorded this with Teddy Bubalo." I said, "I love Teddy." And he said, "You said the word genius earlier. He called you a musical genius." He said, "I don't know how he does it. He produced this album like he made it happen out of thin air, whatever. And I get home, I put the album on, and it's fantastic." So tell us about your recording engineer pursuits. How do you do that?
Well, I thank you. I thank you for that. I am very proud. I'm very proud of that album. First of all, it's half of it's in French, right? So I'm like, how am I going to work with not in a sense how I'm going to work, but it's just like when you understand lyrics and the point, it's like, well, the thing is, I don't speak French. I wish I did. That's the only thing I kind of many of the regrets that there's, obviously I could learn, but I'm lazy. That's just a fact, lazy. But the fact is, Mike wanted to do a lot of songs in that francophone, that kind of Acadian kind of sound, and I'm like, wow. At the time, I'm thinking, I don't think I can do this because I'm more of a rock guy, right? But then the other part of me slapped me in the head. It's like, no, Ted, like I've been in folk music my whole life with the Croatian stuff. It's like I play lots of acoustics. So I think when it came to Mike, so Mike had, I thought at the time, I didn't really know that music per se. I just thought he had great lyrics and great hooks. And he loved the Beatles, and I love the Beatles. So I'm like, okay, this is going to work. And at the time, the only really restrictions we had was just the gear that I had to work with. Like I had like an old Digidesign 002 rack, which I had ended up getting modded in Chicago just to kind of get a bit more je ne sais quoi, like sort of you can hear, like when you're working with better converters, you can hear it just more air. There's more separation to my ears, and but it wasn't much with Mike. It was like Mike sat down and said, "Let's hear the songs." I threw a bunch of mics down and said, "Okay, let's play these." I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna have to do it on click track." I never played on click track. Well, let's try to. Like, we're here to practice, man. There's that whole thing, and so he learned very quickly how to play it on click track, and then we just kind of stitched the best performance. And then we brought guys in on it, and the guys played to a click. His brother-in-law played drums and was, monumental in terms of like arranging and moving stuff around. But it was really Mike. Mike was the boss. Like Mike was the boss and is the boss. It's his music. So all I tried to do was it's like, how can we get this to sound as natural as possible with what we have to work with, and like even getting Donnie Reed. Donnie Reed is absolutely ridiculous. Donnie Reed.
Oh yeah,
the violin guy.
For sure.
Like I know, I'm not even trying to be facetious. He's just ridiculous.
He's a monster
player.
See,
what I love about it's just beyond. A beautiful guy too, beautiful soul. Like, I only met him, worked with him that day, but you can get a sense. I mean, obviously you can't get a total sense on somebody, but to me it was like, yeah, this is just beautiful player. But so, can I get into one of the times with working with? So Mike wanted this sort of sound melodic, the melody within that to kind of fit the mood of the song. So Donnie did a pass, and I'm like, hey, let's do another pass. So, but just change it up a little bit, kind of add some different melismas or just kind of add, And he did it because he's a freaking pro. Then I'm like, Mike, I think what we should do, you should get him to improv against the main melodies. Oh, what do you thought? Let's try it. So then Donnie, he was beautiful about it. He ended up playing against himself. Like, when you're improvising, like when you record something, and then it's so just say it's like a counterpoint thing. The guy he nailed it. Like I just went on a whim. It's like, try it. I think he can do it. He did it. Obviously, this is in my head, and he nailed it. And it was one of the highlights of Mike's record was having Donnie Reed improvise it against an improvisation, and then keeping it. Wow. That was like one of the highlights. It's like, here's a guy. Like, what is improv? Like, where does it come from? Like, when you're improving, when you're making stuff up, where does it come from? Is it in your head? Was it buried underneath some dendrite or whatever I don't know. I'm not in your. Is it somewhere? Is there like a garden in your head that there's a bunch of vegetables you got to pull out? It's magic. I call it magic. It's from the unknown. But the fact is, like, Mike was very receptive, and it was great. I love Mike. He was. Dan, I miss those times. I miss those times. I really wish, and I was thinking about what we're going to talk about this morning, and I'm like, I miss those times. Like, it's a lot of work. It was a lot of work, and I had two young, plus my beautiful wife. That's another thing. Oh my God, I'm just one lucky dude, but. I miss that because working and especially when you're mixing and editing and you're talking. Oh God, I loved it. Love Mike. I wish you would have done another record. I wish you would have done it never happened. I mean, that was his bucket list thing. But yeah, for sure, man.
I think it was something like a bucket list thing for him, for sure. Yeah. So this next question is the daily segment. It's what I ask every guest, and you're episode 24, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the question, Teddy. What is one thing that you feel would make Sudbury greater?
Ooh. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I am 100% fact a Sudburian, man. As much as I hate this town, the stupid politics, I don't care, man. Like, we have so many unbelievably talented, genius people in this town. It's like, what can we do? Well, I don't really know. That's from, like, I don't know. Like, it's like we have two mining giants that have made almost $1 trillion in their years from this, according to what I've researched. Do we need more money? Like, I don't know. Like, I think as Sudburians, I know every time I go anywhere else, like, Sudbury people, they're I don't know. Man, that's such a loaded question. You got me all like buzzing right now. It's like, I love the city. I just think that we need good government up here. Like, we need good government. We need government. The police services are taxed. I know a few buddies in there. Like, and as an educator, like, you have to pour money in like, what do you mean? You print money, just put it in the schools. What kind of next generation do you want? Like, we always have to be thinking, who's coming after us? Like, the ones that are coming up, what are we giving them to retain them? What are we giving them to keep them here, to keep their intellectual, their creativity here? You know what I mean? I think right now what breaks my heart is the amount of, like, the people I see that are on hard drugs and that. My God, like, it's like, I wish I was rich. I'd have like a food van. I would have a food truck, and it would just be giving these people hot sandwiches and soup every day. You know what I mean? Go drive around the town. It's going to cost you $100,000. Who gives a shit? I'm worth $100 million. You can feed these. Like, you know what I mean, Danny? Like, yeah. We have to help. Like, I know lots of times, like, anytime you know what I mean? Like, is that what we want our city to look like? We have Ramsey Lake, which is, we have all these incredible things. for such a small, we're at 193,000 people now. Like we're going to be hitting 2,000, like plus the, I don't know, like that's a loaded question, dude. Did I even answer it? I don't even know if I even answered it.
I think you did a good job, Teddy.
Yeah, dude, I am passionate about this city. I really am. Because if I spend time, even my kids are like, how do you know so many people? I go, wow, why wouldn't you? Like, it's not that I know them deeply, but there's so many, like, every day I meet people that blow my mind. You would never think, but once you go talk to him, go talk to him. Oh, yeah, you're right. I go, what do you mean, right? You should, isn't that in your head already? It's like, I get excited when I see things popping up in the city, like finally the arena. For God's sake, why so long for the arena? I would want to say this. I'm getting really, really hot on it. It's like we need more hockey rinks. We need more. So we need things in the cities so the kids, because that's like, what do we have when we grew up as teenagers? We had nothing, man. We didn't even have trees. When we grew up, dude, there's no trees when I grew up in the city. But we made things happen. We made things happen. We tried. The burgeoning music scene of the town. Thank God for the townhouse, man. You know what I mean? There were bars back then, But now it's like, what do we do with and I have students at St. Charles College that are now that are in the acting. Like, we wouldn't even get into that. I think I completely sidetracked that question, but it's
That's
like
okay.
I see it every day, Danny. I see the full display every day. The genius these kids have. They need support. They need the time, right? They need the financial help. Like, I think, like, it's just ridiculous. Everything's gotten out of hand in terms of my opinion of, like, why we, like, the taxes. Where's it going? Is it coming back? Is it on a ship overseas? Like, with Yes Theater and that's a Sudbury thing. That's incredible. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what they did with that. I'm not deep into it, but from an optics standpoint, it's like the city has lots of talent, Danny. You're in it.
Yeah.
Like, how do we flesh that out, right? How do we flesh that out? I've been sitting with an idea for almost 20 years, and the idea is musicmap.ca and musicmap.ai. So I've been working with AI now for over a year now on Chat and Gemini, but really deeply into Replit now, which is finally designing this inception, this idea. And I could say, well, how are you helping? I go, well, I'm trying to create something right now to get Sudbury on the map. Like, I think every small town should not be forgotten. I don't think we should be swallowed up by the big beluga whales, right? That's the beauty, of life, is that there is big things and small things, but it's also in the small things you get to see the beauty of it and the incredible, like, even within that the depth, So to me, it's like, you got me all fired up, dude. You know what's the weird thing? I've been looking at my clock, and my battery died at 5 after 12. Isn't that a wackadoodle situation? I'm in my studio and I have this red clock.
So we did the interview with a dead battery?
Dude, like, I looked at my phone. I'm like, God, Danny's let me talk so much. It's like 12:40. I'm like,
yeah.
But I look at my clock and I'm like, it's 5 after 12. Oh. So it's just an oddity that my clock decided to die. The battery. This is wacky stuff, dude. Wacky stuff.
Well, Sudbury Interviews, everyone. Teddy, thank you for your time and your amazing insights. I'm all in, and I have to get you back on. I try to keep these at 30 minutes just for consistency, but we could talk for hours, man. So, anything else you'd like to add quickly before we wrap up?
No, I appreciate this. What I would wish for is for you to come to my studio and for you and I to jam.
Yeah, sure, man.
I know whenever we find the time, but I would love to have have you come down. It's difficult for me to get out because obviously I'm deeply entrenched with my kids' hockey, which is great. That's another discussion, but I miss that I'm going to say intimacy, like when you're when guys are in the studio and you're just kind of jamming and things pop up that you're like, that could be like, I'd love to write music with you. Or at least try to find 10 different musicians in the city and say let's make some music if we can. That would be my next. That would be my, because I really appreciate you did this for me, man. I really do. I don't know if I sound like
my pleasure,
like a
Teddy.
baboon there.
And
anyways, I appreciate that.
I'm sure I speak on behalf of all of the listeners that this was a very, very interesting and exciting interview, man. Have a great day. Good talking to you, Teddy.
Thank you, brother. Have a wonderful day. God bless.
You too. Bye.
Okay, bye.